Alright, well that does it for the MLW season. That's a bit depressing considering it ended in only 3 games. I thought the series would be a lot more competitive than what it actually was. But anyways, guys, we are gonna go past our usual do the first few before the intro. We're gonna go straight into the intro. This is the very last Discord reacts of the 2022 MLW season. This is how the MLW Discord reacted to the very underwhelming, actually terrible, 6th inning in Game 3 of the 2022 MLW World Series at SoFi Stadium. Let's get right into the madness. There are we're going out on a bang. We got 61 different messages from everybody. Everybody's involved in this. If you messaged, you definitely probably have at least one or two mentions in here. So, anyways, let's get right into it. There's a lot to unpack. Holy. Okay, as much as this is Discord Reacts, I do literally agree with this entire list. I might actually put Mexican above Indian there. Yeah, I think barbecue is, no, I do barbecue, Japanese, Italian, Mexican, and then, Indian to finish that off. Okay, back to MLW. I mean, I guess Drew Davis could say that he pitched at SoFi Stadium. So can Gus. I mean, Baranowski, they threw Baranowski in there. As soon as they did, it's like, okay, this is beyond over unless Baron gets them out of here and they have some heroic shit happen. But it was not going to happen. Oh my god, the wheels fell off and then some. Cobras, I'm sorry, because I've been on your side for the last, few weeks, but, come on, the Preds, if you let the Preds go through, they would have put up a much better fight than what you did. I'm sorry, you could say, oh, you fought for 5 innings. I don't give a crap. You let up 11 runs in the 6th inning. You gave up a grand slam to, who was it, Norp or Shima? I don't know, but, you fell apart, man. I don't know if the Preds would have done that. We would have had a much closer series. We would have wiffle ball today. We'd probably have Game 5 today if the Preds went to the World Series, because I'm uploading this on the day that Game 5 would have been uploaded. I feel bad, especially for all the Cobras fans, because they've been gassed up now for months that, you know what, they have a legitimate shot to win the World Series, and then Baranowski and BM forget how to pitch in their respective time frames, and the offense kind of disappears. Bro, you had bases loaded with nobody out, and you couldn't get it done. It's the definition of karma. I mean, let's be real. Sawyer kept them locked down for 10 innings in the regular season, then another 5 here, and then they finally got around to actually killing the guy. So I mean, Sawyer did a really good job taming the D-backs this season, but still, when the wheels fall off, it's just it doesn't matter at this point. You lost, and now you're gonna be known as the pitcher who lost it. That's it. I think my dad interrupted me just to tell me that the Leafs play at 2 p.m. today. So I mean, they play it about in an hour and a half. I mean, that's a W for me because I'm going to work in a little bit, but still. Also, now that we're on the topic of the Leafs, I know I'm breaking the flow here of Discord Reacts. I gotta say it. Rest in peace, Boreas Salmon. I'm gonna throw the picture up here. A young AJ, this is about 6-7 years ago that I was able to meet Boreas Salmon at another Hall of Fame game. Super humble man. God rest his soul, because you know what? It's so soon. He was only 71. He was still relatively young. It's a shame to see. God rest his soul, man. But anyways, right back to the Discord reacts, because yeah, there's a lot to go through. We only went through 5. We still have 55 to go. Shima is the Patrick McCall of MLW. That's all I'm gonna say, because this guy, he's 2 for 2 so far in seasons and World Series rings. You know what? If any team trades for, can the Magic pick up Shima next year? You know how funny that would be if the Magic pick up Shima. Oh my God! Imagine we just go on and win the World Series because we got Michael Shima. I am going to die laughing. Say what you want about the Cobras having a good season and all, and I really am happy with the progress they made, but dude, what was it all for? Unfortunately, these guys, they crashed and they burned. That was not a good way to go out. I'm sorry, boys, but that was just it's not a regular MLW season. It's not a normal MLW season, that is, if the Cobras aren't falling apart and choking. It was merely delayed. Oh my God, that was just that's sad, bro. I mean, this conversation could be so much more different. I could be recording this possibly on a Tuesday or Wednesday, with, game 3 and 4 both complete. Maybe we'd have a little bit more to look forward to, but they crashed and they burned. So let's stop with the sappy crap, because the D-backs, they ended up winning the World Series after being down to 5-10. Oh my God, they were 2-7 halfway through the season, and they came back to win everything. I'm genuinely amazed that these guys managed to pull that off. Holy crap, GG's. So Norp, Heath, Shima did well. Flood and Bennett, they're gonna get reps next season, but you know what? Just a tight knit family of a group there. Like they all did really well together. They thrived, and you know what? They really got hot when the time mattered. As all I say all the time with any sport, as long as you make the playoffs, anything can happen. So the D-backs, you know what? They managed to go get it done. Teams like the Eagles especially need to learn how to bat only 3 guys in the lineup, maybe 4. They can't be batting 5. They can't be putting Blade Walker, Landon Urgitis in there with Dallas, Zach, and Daniel, because you know what? Then you're limiting the reps. You can't get a feel for the pitchers, and you know what? Like you have a couple more liabilities in your lineup, which the Eagles have gotten away from. They have a deep batting lineup. They have good hitters everywhere, but they need to play the best 3 when the time matters, which is Zach Whalen, Dallas Allen, and Daniel Schultz. Landon Urgitis, throw in as a 4th hitter for good measure, but like you need to be like playing your best guys when the time matters. Dude was definitely crying in the club that night. This is a nice instance and a perfect description, like the depiction of the phrase "how the turntables." Okay, I'm not even saying how the tables have turned. How the turntables. Dude, the same thing happened when Baranowski managed to get out of that Predators like jam, and then they managed to come back from it all and win the series and move on to the World Series. Now it just happened to the Cobras. Like it's just wow. It can't. It's so. It's insane that it happened because like the odds of that happening to the same team twice, well, like them on the positive side, then on the negative side in the same postseason, which affects the overall outcome of what could have happened, what could have like ended up being. Oh my, you guys get what I'm trying to say. But long story short, like it's insane that it happened twice, and the same team was involved in both times. Like it's insane. TLT, I just realized, congrats on like your second, maybe third appearance in this. I'm not too sure, but like again, my bad for not including you in more Discord reacts. But like this dude called it. I mean, okay, maybe he knew something we didn't. But, I mean, I guess you could say he called it. I don't know. I really don't know. The Cobras are going to have the 7th pick next year. They have a really good core to build on. They need to make sure that, like, next year other guys can be active and ready. Like, I feel like if Andy Duran was there, the series could have been made much more different because we know the talent that guy has, and he started hitting really well off of Jimmy North in the Vermont mini-field series. So, like, seriously, you know what? The Cobras, they have a shot next season. Every team has a shot next season. Maybe not the Magic. But, I mean, like, even then, dude, come on. Can they really recover? Can they recover from getting swept and absolutely decimated in the 6th inning of Game 3 of the World Series? Who knows? It's a tough task, but you know what? I feel like they have the ability, they have the players, they have the clutch gene in them sometimes to come back, bounce back, and get it all done if they really want it, which they definitely want it. We've seen that they want it. Dude, he felt it from the beginning of the season. Like, maybe Cy Young, maybe that's still Baranowski's hands. But, like, okay, if we're only counting regular season, which is what we count for most awards, Kratz has MVP locked up. Baranowski's got the Cy Young, in my opinion. But, like, Kratz, he's got MVP because he's like just second below in Cy Young, and his hitting's on another level this season. Dude, he is the most valuable to his team because he's an efficient two-way player that has literally put his team on his back throughout the season and dragged them to the wins that they have. Okay, not to say like the offense behind them has been minimal, but like he's been a critical piece to the resurgence of this Predators team. They ran into a better team. I mean, dude, without Drew Davis, though, they were able to take care of them in Vermont. Like, I mean, Andy Durant was able to take care of them in Vermont. So I mean, like that probably says something. But still, you could say you just gotta try again next year. But I mean, like, how much faith do you have in a Cobras team that like struggled to finish it off when the time mattered most? I don't know. I'm very iffy on the Cobras. They're going to make the playoffs next year. They're going to do really solid. They have a legitimate chance as per every team but the Magic. But even then, I'm so confused as to like what to think of this team's title chances for next year. If the Cobras are a mid team like this, then I mean like that's just like, you know, they're falling back into mediocrity. I don't know. This year I don't want this year to be a one-off. I want the Cobras to continue their success and finally get the ring that we want them to get. But even then, like next year, this is very likely. This is probably, I mean, the Cats are on the decline. Magic, they might get a little bit better. Their only competition is really the Preds. Honestly, the Cobras can do really well in the regular season next year. You know what's bad when the Gus appearance is probably the best thing that you can look back on in this game. Like that's just. How many more times am I going to say that the Cobras crashed, they burned, they choked, and MLW now is unfortunately crying in the corner? I'm not even going to disagree. Akinola's completely right. The Cobras, in no world are the Cobras going to miss next season. They still have one of the best pitching duos in the league in Baranowski and Bean. They have a really solid pitching, like hitting lineup. They were missing one of their biggest spark plugs this series, which hopefully next year, Andy's football is done and he can come back to, being a everyday player for the Cobras because he really matters to this team. He's a huge piece to this team's success. But there's no way the Cobras miss next year. That's very unlikely. Drew literally pitched to one batter, walked him, and put in Gus. You know what? Hey, that's a good manager. I think he's figured out from the beginning of the season. He's not the same pitcher he used to be. He's now got to leave it up to the guys who can really do it all on the mound. And Bean and Baranowski are those guys. Maybe a little bit of hitting depth he can try to find in the draft, because Sean Flynn, sadly, was pretty irrelevant this series. This dude still has an infinite ERA. There's no way, Sean, bro, my poor guy, he's got to oh my god, he's got to deal with this. Bro, how do you even calculate the whiff war? It's probably so confusing. Oh my god. Kyle, get your priorities straight. These guys at least won the ALCS. They are the best team out of the AL this season. Give them their recognition, bro. Give them their shirts. There's always a big moment from all of these, like, the worst player in each series, which he says down below, ECK. 2018, Ford on the Mallards. 2019, Neil Smith hit a home run in Game 2 against the Predators. Ryan Kelly had that 2020 home run against the Gators in Game 4, which was huge. And then Shima had home runs in Game 4 of the Wildcats series in the World Series last year, which almost forced extra innings. And then you also had him do really well in this game, especially. He dominated, but I think he had at least, I don't know. Did he have a grand slam? I know he had at least like a home run. I don't know if he had a grand slam in there, but Shima had a huge home run, which really blew the game open. You blew it. You really did blow it. I mean, look at Sawyer, bro. This poor dude. Like, this was against the Magic. He lost to the Magic and he was crushed after 5 innings. Imagine how pissed he must feel after losing his first series since he lost that game on the mound. Imagine how he probably feels. Like that. That's just, oh. Why do I genuinely feel I was telling you guys from the beginning, this D-backs Mallards trade for Ben Wilson and now Trey Flood, and now the higher of the 2 picks. Like, I'm telling you, this was a really good trade for Jimmy Norp to make. I'm telling you, Tommy, I don't know what he was doing at the beginning, but Jimmy Norp made a steal of a trade, and look at where it ended up. He is now the best in the league. Once again, the Mallards have the first overall pick, which now means they're going to run the league for the next 3 seasons. Who knows what happens? I don't know if Jordan Robles is going to get one of his epic wiffle buddies to come in here and mess up MLW even more, but who knows what's going to happen. They're going to be insane because Caden Irwin is improving as a player, and now he's the 4th best player on that team. They got Tommy Coughlin, the best wiffler in the country, and now they're going to also add who knows what. Tommy can either draft local, he can talk to Robles, see they can scout together here. Who knows? But the Mallards have a really good chance next year because of this trade that they made with the Magic. At least we got the 2nd pick now from the Chadwick trade, which I feel like the Magic won, but even then, that was just, damn. We really had to surrender Chadwick. Chaddy, come home. Personally, I thought that in an hour we'd see, the next the next 30 minutes we'd see Game 5 come out. I thought the series would go to 5, but it wasn't even good enough to go to 4. This statement I agree with. This is why I feel bad, because Sawyer has gone toe-to-toe with the D-backs for so long, and they finally figured him out after pitching 16 innings of wiffle against them. You know what? Sawyer, he really put everything he had into it, and the Cobras had multiple chances to come and win it in that inning. The offense let him down. I mean, he's a part of that offense, but still the offense let him down. So, I mean, it's not Sawyer's fault that they lost. It's just, I feel like the offense entirely was a bit depleted, and they didn't have the same firepower that they had throughout the season. I don't know what happened. My god, it's Mr. 1000 winning percentage. Buddy, I agree with your statement, but, I lose respect for you because you really have an Among Us thing as your you have an Among Us person as your profile picture. Bro, get the... I'm about to ban you from the Disney. I'm joking. Thank you. The Gators are going to be the worst in the league next year. I'm sorry, they don't have a draft pick. Jorgensen's on the decline. I don't know what happened to Brendan Zerlag this season. Chadwick took 8 games to heat up and finally start swinging the bat with the Magic. And as for Chris Cheatham, how much longer can he drag this team before every other team starts figuring out how he pitches? I feel like the Wildcats have figured him out already. The Mallards have gotten to him. The Eagles definitely destroyed them last year. The Preds got to them. They took a series away from somehow the World Series champions. Does that make them better than the world? Does that make them the best team in the league? Okay, slow down. No. You're not trading away Sean Flynn. The dude had a good he was solid. He was a great piece until the World Series. He didn't really perform. It does not mean that you trade away one of your best hitters for a draft pick. I mean, you can maybe try to change up the league a little bit, but even then, Sean, like he's still a we saw the success this team has. We know what they can do. They took care of the Preds, who I think are an equal team to the D-backs. Like, Preds D-backs would have been an insane World Series. But, like, honestly, Flynn for a pick, like, no, I don't see that happening. And I personally would not want it to happen. I mean, there's a lot of positive takeaways from the season for the Cobras. Like, they figured out their pitching tandem. Baranowski emerged as a #1 pitcher. Bean has an abundance of potential. Like, this season, as much as, it was a disappointing finish, they had a great season. There was a lot of progress made, and the Cobras really took the next step up of becoming a true competitor, a real title contender in this league. I mean, I watched game 2 during class, like, like, excuse me, bro, my bad. But yeah, I ended up watching game 2 during class, and I mean, like, I was a little, like, bummed out, and people could tell that I was a little bit disappointed. They're like, why do you look a little, like, distraught, like, a little bit upset? Because I'm, like, thinking in my head, well, like, am I supposed to tell them that Jimmy Norp just walked off the Cobras in a heartbreaker, and now the Cobras aren't going to come back down from 2-0? No, I can't say that, but still, yeah, I ended up watching game 2 in class, and I couldn't be as hype or, like, react the way I would. In regards to interleague schedules next season, Preds have a very tough one, so do the Cats. Like, there's no easy gimmies anymore. Like, I guess you could say if anybody's playing the Gators, they have a good shot. I mean, the Trenton series is going to be insane next year because, Chadwick against his former team. Bonham feels blindsided. It's going to be 3 Trenton guys versus another 3 Trenton guys. That's going to be an insane interleague series. Honestly, if anybody's playing is there any team that's playing the Wildcats and Magic next season? I'm just trying to think in my head. Because if they're playing both those teams, then that's just no, there's nobody playing like just both those teams because next season they're both going to be the weaker teams in the AL, and that's like the only easy interleague series I'd say, like the interleague matchup. But otherwise, no. Damn, it's gonna be tough next year. Interleague play is gonna be really like real intense, and it will definitely have some implications in the standing. Who do you want to see, bro? Do you want to see Jack throwing absolute filth, or do you want to see Zoe hitting some absolute swamp donkeys, as like they like to call them? Like I'm personally pissed off that it took like 2 seasons of Michael Shima to be dominant for them to finally add his jersey in the shop. You know what? It took them really long. You know what? They finally put Michael Shima's jersey in the shop for Black Friday sale. Everybody go buy it right now because you know what? That when he wins like 5 straight championships, the value of that jersey is gonna go through the roof. I'm telling you now. If anything, I mean, the Magic can use anything they can get. So, like, trade Casey to the Magic. We will take any rejects of any team because you know what? Right now, we're running a lineup of a partially washed / figured out Trevor Bonham, Liam Jackson, who's no good. I mean, he threw a no-hitter against the Mallards. Does that count? James Swanson is a wild card. Jordan Curdy's, like, he's a consistent guy. I love him. He's just consistently going to get you on base and stuff, but you need guys to, do your power hitting, your pitching, like, Curdy, like, he plays his role perfectly, and I'm not expecting him to be, like, a Jimmy Norp two-way superstar, but he's the only bright spot on that team. Magic. We need, like, Casey Bennett. Why does it always go... Why am I bringing it back to the Magic almost all the time? This dude is the embodiment of the r/whoosh meme. This is why, if anybody talks shit about me, I'm not kidding you, I'm 6'3", and I weighed in at 215 last night. I will beat the shit... I'm kidding, I'm not gonna kill y'all, but... yeah, unless you can, like, back up your words with your fists, don't talk crap. There's so much bias right now about Sean Flynn. Like, if we go back and we look at, like, Sean Flynn during the season, like, take a look at his statistics. He's still a very solid guy for the Cobras. Like, in the regular season, he was huge. He got on base a lot. He did his job. He had the occasional home run, which gave the Cobras wins that they needed. He did his job. Sean Flynn is a key piece to this team. You take him out of that lineup, the chemistry's gone in the locker room. Like, I'm telling you. Sean Flynn, like, let's forget about the short term right now, what happened in the World Series. Because remember, all those games were played in one day. Baranowski had a bad day. Sean had a bad day. Jimmy Norton made Sean Flynn look like his bit. Like, we know. But Sean Flynn is still a really good wiffle ball player. I don't know, unless the Magic enter hard sell mode, who do you do? Do you ship Bonham off to the Wildcats? I don't know. The Wildcats can't even really use Bonham. Like, I don't know. If I was the Magic right now, would I hang on to Bonham? He's got potential. He could still, like, go back to his 2021 self. He's just got to mix up his pitches. I feel like he's got to show more energy, if anything. But in regards to the rest of these guys, Preds ain't going to trade McGlade. Gus and Flynn, no, like those guys aren't going anywhere. For the Wildcats, Pearson, I mean, that's a piece that like I can see being moved if Kyle wants to change things up, but I don't really think he will. And then in regards to like the Eagles and like there's teams like the Eagles and D-backs that have those depth pieces in Flood, Urgitis, Walker, and Bennett. I don't know if you're gonna trade those guys. I'm not too sure. It might break up chemistry a little bit. There's the D-backs. I know they're probably not going to, but I mean, the only reason that and as for Chris Cheatham on the Gators, the only reason I could see that trade possibly happening is if the Gators are shit and they need to trade for 2 picks, which is probably the asking price now for any Trenton guy, considering Bonham was traded for 2 picks, Chadwick was traded for 2 picks. What can they get next? The fuel for out of context MLW is something else, bro. Like some of these. Some of these pictures of these guys are absolutely insane. Little man to big man, Jimmy John's manager to the guys that Jimmy John's manager to. Like I can only imagine the stuff that goes on with Norp and Shima in that building. Like I can imagine Shima controlling Norp the way Norp Norp doesn't even control Shima on the D-back. So what does Shima do to Norp? I mean, obviously he's got to do it. It's his job, but still. And there it is. There it is. And there's the drama. Okay, well, with that being said, Michael Shima is going to be shipped off to the, I don't know, Southern Seahawks. My guy just eliminated the problems of the D-backs. Oh my god, on that note, Bennett, Flood, Shima, dude. This is a 15-0 team incoming. Like, even Core said it down there, bro. This team is going to dominate the regular season. They will go through and win the NLCS, because actually no, they're not even gonna have to play in the NLCS because they're that good. They're gonna go straight to the World Series and like take a sniff of the other team and just beat the crap out of them and just like easily win. Like, bro, my Gold Glove vote is for Shima, 100%. The guy is the best fielder in MLW. He makes hard plays look like routine plays. Him and Heath in the field, like both of them together, they are just an underrated outfielding duo. Cause like fielding isn't really paid a lot of attention to, other than in like top 10 plays of the season. But even then, Shima's always a critical piece to a defense that need like that. What am I trying to say? Hitters are starting to see Norp, right? So like the defense needs to now come in clutch, and they have. Michael Shima's a key left fielder. He makes all the tough plays that a shortstop would have to make, a third baseman, a left fielder, everything. He is a big piece to that defense, and in turn, defense wins championships, so he's a big piece to the overall structure and the overall team chemistry that the that the D-backs are putting forward. Get the brooms up, get the brooms up. Well, boys, it's your lucky day because the Black Friday sale is officially on. First off, happy Thanksgiving to the Americans as well out there. It's a day late, but I haven't posted in a little bit. So anyways, happy Thanksgiving to the Americans. 1, 2, Black Friday. The Shima shirt is finally put up in shop. I DM'd Shima. I go, this took way too long. He's like, yeah, this definitely did. Well, it seems like we got to put the banner memes on pause now for a little bit. It sucks. It really sucks. He was such a good, like, he just, the memes, I gotta do, like, the banner memes compilation in the MLW, in the off season. I gotta do a banner memes compilation. I feel like it was still a good World Series, even though it was a sweep, but, like, I could see why people might argue an L World Series, because we only got 3 games out of it, and it didn't look as competitive as we thought it would be. So, like, I don't understand, like, I don't blame that, but, like, yeah, so I think the Magic definitely did win that Chadwick trade, unless Chatty absolutely turns it up and goes back to like his 2020, 2021 form. But I mean, if we don't get that, the Gators don't get that, and we get a star out of the draft, who knows what's gonna happen? I hope Agner, Bonham, like these guys are doing their scouting a little bit. I don't understand the context, but all I know is that this is the thumbnail. It was too quiet. Here come Landon and Jay, and we are about to hear an earful and a half. The best part is that like Tommy recreated this on the newest episode of Pipe It Up. Like it's in the intro of Pipe It Up episode 124. Coastal Cobras, what happened? Like with his voice crack too. Like oh my god, it's the funniest thing, bro. I was pissing myself for 2 minutes over that. Oh my god, like, okay, so Shima did hit a grand slam, okay, so yeah, there, finally, because my memory, like, I watched it a week ago, I haven't watched it really since. I haven't gotten time, bro. As of late, uni's been busy as hell. Like, I've been trying to line up interviews with MLW guys, but then, like, I thought, you know, it's Thanksgiving this week, everybody's really busy, it's holiday season, plus I'm busy as well. So in regards to actually coordinating an interview, it would be a bit difficult, but otherwise, I mean, like, I'm sorry, when the wheels fall off and, like, it's 8-2 and you're giving up grand slams to Shima, it's like you can't help but laugh. I feel bad, but like that it's just like Sad laughter, almost. Chill, Tom Holland. You still got Zendaya to fall back on. Relax. Holy shit. Holy crap. I have hope. I have hope. Oh my god. I have hope. If the Magic win in 2023, Banner. Oh my Banner. I have hope. Thank you, Banner. There's no way. Like, he's 2 for 2. What the hell? Somebody tell me I'm right, because I am right. They won in 5 and they beat an arguably better team this season in 3 games. Say what you want about how Flood and Bennett didn't really get that much playing time, but still, Norp just increased his like if Norp was a 99 last year, he's 102 overall this season. Like he's a menace. Heath and Shima really played key pieces in like this season. They did much better than last year. Well, I mean, Heath in the World Series, he did really solid. I think he had an underrated performance in getting on base. But Michael Shima, the entire postseason, has been a consistent threat. He's been a critical piece the entire way. Michael Shima, definitely, like, if the postseason had awards, he'd be most improved. Definitely. The best part is that, like, all the bandwagon D-back fans, they moved on to the Mallards after that sweep. Dude, and look at where they ended up. It's another win for the Downtown Diamondbacks. Jay is happy. Landon is happy. ECK is happy because they're his second team. I'm personally happy because I'm a big fan of Jimmy Norb. But even then, like, I mean, I was fine with the outcome either way. I just wanted more wiffle ball. The more wiffle ball, the better. What better way to end off this year's Discord React season by Jay coming in here with this bro think he Cardi. The amount of times he uses this in any Discord he's in, this guy just... I love it. I love it. Bro, thinky Cardi. Oh my god. Just all I'm gonna say, you know what? Congratulations to the D-backs for getting it done and being the first back-to-back winners in the last 8 years. There are people that I know weren't born 8 years ago. There are fans of this league who weren't born 8 years ago. It's been that long since we've had back-to-back champions, and the D-backs got it done today. Well, not today. I'd say about 2.5 months ago, almost 3 months. But anyways, y'all, that's going to be it for this video. I want to thank y'all very much for watching the Discord reacts throughout the entire season. There may be a few in the off season, depending on the kind of uploads that MLW produces, and if there is really enough in that channel of discussion for me to actually make posts on it and uploads. But going forward, at least for the next month and a bit, the next few weeks, I'm gonna be a little bit busy with school and stuff. I'm gonna try my best to get at least an upload out per week. Upload per 5 days is what I'm thinking. I'm just gonna do the best to make content for you guys because I know how much you guys love it. I gotta buckle down on my studies though. I want to thank y'all very much for the constant love and support all the damn time. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for watching the entire Discord React series during the season. That's it for 2022, guys. Congrats to the D-backs. Signing off for now. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you all next time. Peace out.